giant fist of Joe Louis announcing Detroit as the setting of our broadcast today. Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Monday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Wednesday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Sixers coach Brett Brown helped build this team from ground zero. There were some lean years in Philly, but Brown helped set the values and the culture for this team. Brown said, "Can you teach? Can you cultivate relationships? And do you bring energy? Those three qualities are what I've hoped to create throughout my tenure here." Kevin, mission accomplished.
He's done a terrific job. Thanks, David. Clark, I'm assuming all the coaches in the NBA have put in their new plays by now, or am I wrong? Will they introduce some new things, new actions throughout the season?
Well, I tell you what, you talk about the coaches in the NBA, they all have PhDs in basketball, and they are always tinkering and making adjustments, Kevin.
Look at the 76ers starting group. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for Detroit, Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Brown in at the small forward. So Detroit will get the first possession. Here's Kennard. Richardson covering. Jackson from long range. Simmons with the defensive effort. And the 76ers with possession. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Al Horford. And here's Jackson. And it's in there.
An efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy 2.
Here's Philadelphia. And Simmons kicks to Embiid. Simmons with it, picked up by Brown. That's good from Horford on the assist from Simmons.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Passes to Griffin. And stolen by Simmons. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Some solid defense from Brown.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And that one, good.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Now, here's Richardson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Boston. Lets it fly from 18. Off the left rim and out.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
And Griffin slams it in.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
Here's Richardson. In the corner, Horford with it. Now here's Simmons. Richardson outside. 3 on the clock. Takes a shot at the elbow. Here's Horford. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Now here's Brown to the inside. Over Horford. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on Horford. And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1 3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
And the first one drops.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Here's Simmons. Second chance shot. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Watching Embiid box out is a thing of beauty. It's textbook. I mean, a gigantic player who knows how to get to the glass.
And you look at Joel Embiid, Clark, for a player standing 7'2", probably close to 300 pounds. You've got to be impressed with how well he moves out there.
And, Kevin, that's the first and most eye-catching thing about him when I watch him, is how nimble he is for his size. And you notice it at the offensive end because he's got great skills and footwork, but defensively, he doesn't pick up a lot of cheap fouls despite having the primary role of rim protector for his team.
Goes up again. Nice touch on the bank shot. And this game is tied up now.
Even when the defense is there, I mean, Embiid still knows how to score.
Simmons against Jackson, and stolen by Simmons. And laid in to finish the break. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
Simmons, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson, how he performed last season. Put up about 15 points per, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
Now here's Jackson. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Atlanta.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And last season, 86% from the line. So he's always had that calm presence at the line no matter the situation.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
And he knocks down the first one. Second free throw, no good.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Now Jackson following Tobias Harris's three-point attempt. It's Drummond, high post. Embiid's there. Griffin finds Jackson. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor. The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Horford, and a dunk by Horford.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
The Pistons have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
The first one falls.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their two young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Philadelphia. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, you know, Clark, is at his best in transition.
And, you know, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those two.
Griffin can't get it to go in.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Jackson, following the basket by Al Horford. Shoots from the elbow. It's hauled in by Harris.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Richardson, the bounce pass. Here's Simmons. They get it again.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Jackson against Simmons. The pass to Drummond. Now Griffin over Horford. And again, it's the Pistons missing. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That'll be his second foul of the game. For the Pistons, Beasley comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's Rose in for Jackson. And the 76ers making a change here. Philadelphia leading by 8. Thibault, the pass to Simmons. Banked in off the glass. Simmons got 6.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Now here's Simmons coming off a stellar performance against Boston. They get it back.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And the foul on Mike Scott. That's his first foul. And Philadelphia making a change here. Ennis is checked in. Here's Rose. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, you know, if you're the defense, that's all you can do. Rose is just a force on the offensive end.
Simmons passes to Ennis. Back to Simmons. Pass to Thibault. Oh, that's blocked. And he gets it back. O'Quinn. Pass to Ennis. Five on the clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Here's Scott. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And they did a super job of getting those extra opportunities. Offensive rebounds, 50-50 balls. Those possessions, I felt like, were key.
So it's the Pistons now. The 76ers getting the bucket.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control, Simmons can get up for blocks.
And Simmons slams it in.
Phenomenal timing that time, guys, from Simmons. I mean, leaving the ground once the pass was released and then tearing the basket almost out of the glass.
Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball.
Looking at some numbers for Simmons. Coming off a terrific season. 6th in assists, 15th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Now here's Simmons. He's got 8. With the floater, he lays it in. Simmons got 10 points in the game.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
The 76ers leading by 10. Pulls up, high post. Here's Scott. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Now here's Griffin. This game he had 28 points. He kicks it to Rose. And here's Morris for 3. Offensive rebound. Pass to Griffin. Over O'Quinn. And Griffin scores. The assist by Beasley. And 12 points for Blake Griffin.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
And there's the pass to Simmons. He feeds it to Scott. Lays it up and banks it in.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboard. These second chance buckets are killing them.
Now here's Rose. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. It's a 10-point game. Scott dishes to Simmons. O'Quinn, the pass to Thibault. Here's Ennis from deep. Here's O'Quinn. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one is on Beasley. The 76ers shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Makers checked in for Blake Griffin. And the 76ers also making a change. Burke, he's checked in for Ben Simmons. And so O'Quinn nails both of them.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Rose. Burke covering. Outside Rose. Pass to Maker. There's the triple. That shot is off. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Back to the action after this word. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Ennis out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Embiid. Then there's Trey Burke. And it's Thybulle in at the shooting guard position. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
From deep, Rose, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Fourth, Joel Embiid.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Thybulle, the pass to Scott. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Ennis taking his time here. Pass to Burke. It's stolen by Rose. Here's the break. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Luke Kennard comes in for Tony Snell. Tobias Harris is checked in for the 76ers. Thybulle, the pass to Burke. Floats one. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Down low with his first shot attempt. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The 76ers leading by 10. Passes it to Harris. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And Maker sends it back.
And the difference Maker has on this end, love whenever he gets up to swat shots back.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points, and they pick up 2. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Now here's Burke, who's covered by Rose.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Here's Drummond, a second chance effort, and he lays it up and in. Drummond's got his first bucket of the night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Burke. 8 points his last outing. At the tip, and Embiid is right there. Embiid's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, that long reach of Embiid's paying dividends there, guys. An absolute machine on the offensive glass.
Here's Kennard. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Harris. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Harris has really become much more adept at finishing hard shots. Great focus there.
Here's Kennard. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Philadelphia leading by 8. Harris outside. Lets it go from deep. Kept alive. Here's Scott. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Brown, he's checked in for the Pistons. Jackson comes in for Derrick Rose. Richardson, he's checked in for the 76ers. Jackson drives in. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Now here's Burke, guarded by Jackson. Inside, here's Scott. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Scott's got 9.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Kennard. Here's Drummond. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one on Embiid.
This is what Drummond is known for, fellas. I mean, assertive, aggressive, relentless, hard-working. He's just a dogged offensive rebound.
Take a look at the NBA. Who's the best, you think, Clark, at controlling the defensive glass, getting the missed most shots and getting their offense back in gear?
Yeah, I think even though he's a bit undersized, he does a great job. Draymond Green, not only does he rebound the ball defensively, but he also can ignite the break because of his ball handling and passing ability. Giannis Antetokounmpo does a great job on the defensive backboards, as does Joel Embiid.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Now here's Drummond. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
The 76ers leading by 11. Burke looking over the floor. The pass to Embiid. Back to Burke. Just 5 to shoot. To the paint. Here, the assist that time from Burke. Horford's got the lead up to 13 now for Philadelphia.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Kennard kicks to Brown. Back to Kennard. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Burke with it. Pass to Horford. Richardson outside. Kicks it to Embiid. And it's off from 3-point range. Pistons trail by 11. Drummond dishes to Maker. Shoots over Burke. Misses off the left iron. Richardson finds Horford. Count it. Good. Horford's got 14 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
There's Jackson with the 3. The Pistons keeping it alive. A new 14. And it's Harris with the ball for the 76ers. They've got the Hawks ahead of them in their next game, and it's in Atlanta. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Pass to Kennard. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. Passes it to Burke. And here's Embiid. Now Burke. Back to Embiid. The 19-foot shot. Horford kicks to Burke. No good from outside.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Now Jackson, following Tobias Harris's three-point attempt. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And he just seemed to have a little more fire in the first quarter than he has in this one. And it showed in all the trips he made to the free throw line. Those have dried up.
Pistons have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. First free throw is good. A different look here for Detroit. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Thon Maker. And it's Beasley in for Kennard. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for the 76ers. Simmons comes in for Trey Burke. Both shots good from the stripe. The 76ers leading by 13. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Harris. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Boston. He kicks to Simmons. Shot clock at 5. The 76ers again can't hit it. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jackson against Simmons. And it's Beasley in the corner. Griffin passes to Beasley. Over Horford. Offensive rebound. Here's Drummond. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Drummond's got 6. Philadelphia with the ball. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Simmons dishes to O'Quinn. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Well, I tell you what, I love the unselfishness of Ben Simmons. This guy delights in setting up his teammates. And if they're open, they get the ball.
Clark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you've got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia.
Here's Simmons, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Richardson finds Simmons. Six for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Horford the pass to Simmons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
That's what you call being a master of your craft from Simmons. I mean, fooled the entire defense in the paint there. Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Tony Snell's checked in for Bruce Brown. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jackson. And the 76ers also making a change. James Ennis, he'll check in for Harris. For 3, Beasley.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pistons trail by 16. We've got 28 seconds left now here in the second. Rose finds Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond, and it's blocked by O'Quinn. Now the 76ers on the break. Richardson gets a wide open look, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And the 76ers lead by 18. There's Rose with the 3. No good. And so it's Philadelphia holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Dwayne, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Al Horford had it going on in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 block. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Doesn't always happen, but Al Horford attacking on the offensive end. Not content just to play a role facilitator. His mindset was to score, and he did that in a variety of ways.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between the legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Al Horford has been sensational.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they've got to do a better job boxing out.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. And it's Brown in at the small forward. Here's Jackson. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. And the pass to Griffin. The kick out to Brown. Back to Griffin. Over Simmons. Griffin can't get it to go in.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Jackson against Simmons. And it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Philadelphia leading by 20. Richardson outside, fires the 3. That shot misses. The Pistons go the other way with it. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. A nice shot by Griffin.
Well, you certainly can't fault him. as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
Here's Embiid, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Richardson, good. Richardson's got his second basket.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Now here's Embiid. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. And a dunk by Horford.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Here's Jackson. The 76ers getting the bucket. From outside the arc. No good on that one. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
The 76ers leading by 22. Richardson up top. Pass to Simmons.
Get down, Al.
Hook shot. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Kennard kicks to Brown. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
On the wing, Harris. 6 points for him. He gets it in there. And it's now 22 points for Horford.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Here's Drummond. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Kennard kicks to Jackson. Oh, Griffin in position, hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
Pass to Embiid. Here's Thibault. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Tries from 16. That one off the back iron and out.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot.
Here's Kennard. And he makes good on the layup.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Here's Simmons. 13 points in the game. Passes it to Scott. Back to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do to prevent Simmons from creating space. I mean, it's quite honestly what he does best in pick and roll situations.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 8. Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you'd hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Makers checked in for the Pistons. Harris with it. Guarded now by Morris. Harris, right side. They grab their own miss. Embiid, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here's Maker. No points in the game yet for him. Nice D from Scott.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And Simmons slams it in.
Boy, that's a great effort from Simmons, guys. He might have point guard skills, and he's got plenty of those, but he can bang inside too.
Jackson, and the basket is good.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And the Pistons making a change here. Rose is checked in. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Philadelphia.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Here's Thibault. And that one drops. Thibault's got his first 2 points of the night. Pistons trail by 20. Here's Rose. It's hauled in by Thibault. Philadelphia's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Harris, no good.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And boy, what a year it was for Derrick Rose. And the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. The free throw drops for Rose. And for Rose, so many had written him off, but he was a huge factor for the Timberwolves.
Rose still has a tremendous passion for the game, and it really shows on the court. His renaissance last season was one of the better stories in our league.
The NBA does have a Most Improved Player of the Year award. They don't have a Comeback Player of the Year award. But, Clark, if they did, it would most certainly have gone to Derrick Rose last season.
Could not agree with you more. I thought he had a tremendous season, really burst back in a big way, was a huge factor. Tremendous production once again from him, and you just hope that he can stay healthy and the injuries are completely behind him for the rest of his career.
Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices, and some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 17. To the middle. O'Quinn, the pass to Scott. 5 to shoot. Here's Simmons. The 76ers with another miss. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Trailing by 17. Morris, no good. Philadelphia has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And for a 6'10 player like Simmons to be handling the ball like that, come on, that's criminal.
Rose attacking. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
That's tipped. He's all alone, and now the Pistons fast break. Here's Griffin. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Detroit making a switch here. Beasley's checked in, and Philadelphia also making a switch. Burks is checked in. Griffin hits them both.
And they are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Philadelphia leading by 15. Up top, Simmons. 19 points in the game. And there's the feed to Scott. And it's sent back by Morris. And stolen by Burke. And now Philadelphia on the break. Ennis has got the ball. Kicks it to O'Quinn. Simmons on the wing. Down low. Picked off in midair. Here we go. One-on-one. Beasley with it. Now guarded by Ennis. No good from Beasley.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And it's blocked by O'Quinn, and they're able to recover. Morris against Scott. Beasley finds Morris. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots over Scott. They shoot again, and Griffin with the layup. Griffin's got 22 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Burke off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Morris, no good.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
For Philadelphia, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here. And he can't get the first one. Al Horford, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Richardson comes in for Burke. And he's good on the second. Here is Rose. He's got 16. In the corner, Snell with it. He dishes it to Morris. Over Horford. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Horford.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good for Morris. That one misses. The 76ers leading by 13. Here's Ennis. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Richardson. Following the basket by Markieff Morris. Now the pass to Simmons. With some arc, and the layup is good. Simmons got 21.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Morris outside, feeds it to Griffin. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Back to Simmons. Right wing, and Horford wide open. He shoots. Here's O'Quinn, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. O'Quinn's got 7 points. Rose goes in. There's the dish to Morris. Left side, Griffin. Clock at 6. Beasley for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Simmons passes to Richardson. Simmons against Griffin.
And Simmons is just a complete package, a player that can really drop dimes to his teammates.
Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Ennis. That one good for 2. 18 points for Derrick Rose.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Richardson kicks to Simmons. Takes it from 10. That one misses. Griffin with some nice D. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Rose attacking. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
And here's Richardson. Shoots over Griffin. Richardson, no luck. And so it's Philadelphia. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we'll be right back after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Now here's Rose on the court for Philadelphia to start the 4th. Richardson and Harris filling out the wings. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Horford, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. Richardson, no luck.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
And so the ball is out of bounds. Richardson touched it last. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. They'll defend home court against the Indiana Pacers. Then on Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Toronto where they'll take on the Raptors.
And for that matchup against the Nets, it's the 2nd game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Boy, outstanding hustle from Harris on the defensive end. They're doing a good job to alter shots with that activity. Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. 13-point lead. Richardson outside. Back to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Derrick Rose. Philadelphia leading by 15. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Over Jackson. Horford trying to free himself up. No good from Simmons. The Pistons on offense. To the inside. And stolen by Simmons. Harris with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist from Tobias Harris. Harris has got 4 assists now tonight. Simmons against Jackson. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. And here's Brown outside, up again, and Drummond is right there.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
And great instincts, too, guys, anticipating where the miss was going.
Got a piece of it. Richardson outside. Beasley against Simmons. Over Beasley, 6 to shoot. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Brown dishes to Drummond. Drummond is doubled. Brown inside. Harris is there. Jackson from long range. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Thon Maker's checked in for the Pistons. And the 76ers also making a change. Scott's checked in, and that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside, Scott. Richardson for 3, sinks the triple. And the 76ers lead by 19.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Here's Kennard. A little shot fake there, got the D out of position. Simmons with it. In the corner, Horford with it. Fires for 3. Kennard with the rebound. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Simmons. The shot from the low post is good. Simmons got 12 points here in the second half.
Can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit on these kinds of looks and just plays right through the contact.
That free throw good from Maker.
The skill set package that Maker has is intriguing. A long, lanky, big guy who can shoot it and rebound. I think he just needs to focus on being more consistent.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Philadelphia leading by 17. And Simmons kicks to Harris. Horford the pass to Richardson. No good with the layup. Detroit's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Dishes it to Drummond, and the layup's good off the glass.
A tall and powerful big. Drummond has a natural ability to finish inside.
Yo, check Simmons.
Pass to Harris. Rebounded by the Pistons. Jackson finds Drummond. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Philadelphia's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Kennard. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Kennard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Horford. Wide open. The shot, no good. And Detroit the other way now. Kennard, the pass to Maker. There's Jackson with the 3. The offensive rebound. And Drummond is right there. Drummond's got it back down to single digits for the Pistons.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And the 76ers call time here.
You know, trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Detroit making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. He's encouraged where they are at this point in the game, but he told his guys things can turn in a blink. What we need to do is execute the rest of the way. So we'll see if they can finish this one off, Kevin.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Al Horford. To the paint. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Blake Griffin.
An unreal performance by Griffin. Locked in. They just have not come up with a scheme to contain him.
Now here's Richardson. Pass to Harris. Looking to end his cold spell. No good that time. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The tray. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's. Griffin passes to Kennard. He kicks to Brown. Drummond finds Brown. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Harris.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. He feeds it to Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And that's now 29 points for Al Horford.
So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
Brown outside. And he's good on the 3-ball. Here's Simmons. Kicks to Scott. Back to Simmons. Horford against Drummond. Horford in the post. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Here's Kennard. The pass to Drummond. Over in the corner, Brown. Shoots a 3. That doesn't go either for Brown.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
And Simmons kicks to Richardson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Richardson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Pass to Brown. Griffin looking it over. Back to Brown. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
And here are the 76ers now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Richardson outside. That one a little long. Pistons trail by 6. Here's Kennard. He dishes it to Brown. Rejected by Harris.
What a block from Harris. Terrific work there.
Plenty of space. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
And he makes the first. Derrick Rose is checked in for Jackson. He hits both from the stripe.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
The 76ers leading by 4. Richardson the pass to Simmons. And he gets the bucket. Simmons got 14 points here in the second half.
And, you know, this is why Simmons is an all-star caliber player, guys, because he has the ability to dominate games.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Pistons trail by 6. Left side Rose. The feed to Griffin. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Horford. Tries it from the top of the key. Rebound, Detroit. Brown's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Kennard. Now Rose. He's looking for Griffin and finds him.
Well, he's experienced at running screen and rolls, isn't he, guys? I mean, Rose is a pro at picking the defensive part in pick and roll situation.
There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Horford. Back to Simmons. Here's Feibel, defended by Drummond. Harris uses the glass to finish the layup. And the 76ers lead by 6.
You know, you can't allow Harris to get comfortable there now, guys. I mean, once he gets the positioning he wants, you're toast.
Back to Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Brown outside. Goes back up. In deep. Drummond drops it in. Drummond's got 12 now in this quarter.
And really, at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds for putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Yeah, you really do, because those extra possessions when they lead to points, that's huge. I mean, he did a nice job there. Never gave up on the play. And you know my motto, persistence pays dividends.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
And the second of 2 is good. That puts them up by 5. And 1:01 left in the game. Simmons against Rose. Takes it from 10. The putback. It's in. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Hey, guys, we know Rose has drilled big shots before. Just add another one to the highlight reel.
50 seconds left to play here in the 4th. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Jonah Bolden's checked in for the 76ers. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
From deep, Rose, and it's blocked by Simmons. And that's an intentional foul. Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
And not as productive a trip as you would like, but they're still in a pretty comfortable position.
Drummond. It counts. And now they trail by just 4.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
.23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in.
And he just garnered a little bit more insurance there. Very confident as he's able to go up and knock those down.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 6. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
It's still a sliver of hope.
Yeah, but they've got to score and then foul immediately.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brown outside. From downtown, buries it from outside. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
You know, you look at Ben Simmons, and the thing that jumps out to me is his all-around game. I mean, it's absolutely terrific. He's a stat sheet stuffer, supreme.
Here's Kennard. That 3 off the mark. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. For the 3. So the 76ers win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Al. Big offensive night for you. How were you able to get to your spots where you like to score?
The guys were just finding me, and so it kind of freed me up a little bit and allowed me to get more shots. And we were flying around the whole game.
When you guys move the ball, one of the best teams in the league, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.